Hi everyone, this is Teacher Des. Welcome to Totally True Book 3. This is the second video of Unit 2. An extraordinary woman is our previous story. This story is about a woman who is blind. Okay, so I really hope that you studied and review this story or this unit, because this time I'm going to give you some exercises about this topic. For your first exercise, I want you to answer this part here. Okay, so in this part I want you to number the sentences here from number 1 to number 6. It's like you're going to put the sentences here in a correct number. The first one here is already done for you. So it says here that Sabri became blind at 13. So this is the first thing that happened in the story. Now let's check the next sentence that happened. What is the second sentence here? Okay, the first sentence is Sabri became blind at 13. The next is she learned to ride horses and ski as a teenager. This is number 2. Next to this is she studied the history of Tibet at college. So when she was in college, she studied the history of Tibet. Next, after studying the history of Tibet, she flew off to Tibet. So this is the next thing happened. Then, when she was in Tibet, she bought a horse. And then the last thing happened is she rode her horse looking for children for her school. Then this is the last thing happened. Again, Sabri became blind at 13. Then she learned to ride horses and ski as a teenager. Then she studied the history of Tibet. After that, she flew off to Tibet. Then she bought a horse. Then she rode her horse looking for children for her school. I hope that you got the correct order. Now, let's check your vocabulary. In this part, I just want you to complete the sentences with the new words that we learned from the story. Number or letter A, Sabri lost her blank at age 13. So what is the missing word here, or the missing letters? It's sight. So Sabri lost her sight at age 13. Let's go to letter B. In Tibet, she rode a horse along mountain blank to find blank children. So in this part, what is the missing letters here? It's very good, CLI, because this word is cliffs. And what about the word here? The missing letters are I and D, because the word here is blind. In Tibet, she rode a horse along mountain cliffs to find blind children. Now let's go to letter C. She found children in blank villages who were blank to study. So what's the missing word here, or the missing letters? It's this one, because this word is distance. And what about here? It's DES. So she found in distant villages, okay, who were desperate to study. Okay, now let's go to our last sentence. Sabri blank that everyone has special blank. So, what are the missing words here, or the missing letters? Very good. It's BEL because this word is believes. And what about here? Okay, very good. It's GIF. Sabri believes that everyone has special gifts. Well, students, please don't forget the words here, okay? Now, students, let's go to this point, okay? Well, in this part, if you have your own CD there, you can listen to the story, and then I want you to look at the picture. Just listen to the story, then look at the picture. But this time, I want you to listen to me first, then take a look at the picture, okay? Then after that, you can do it, okay? I want you to describe again the picture. Okay, so listen to me first. In this picture, it says here that Sabri Tenperkin runs a school for blind children. In this picture, when she was 13 years old, she lost her sight. Okay, that means she couldn't, or she cannot see. Then, in this picture, she was a teenager. Then she learned to ride horses, skiing, and white water rafting. Even she's blind. And then, in this part, at college, she studied the history of Tibet. Then she packed her suitcase, took her white cane, and flew off to Tibet. Now, to our next picture. In this part, she bought a horse. Then with a guide, she rode along mountain cliffs to distant villages, looking for blind children for her school. And in this part, she found many children who were desperate to study. And in this part, she also teaches her students that they can do anything. Like they went white water rafting, and soon they will attempt to climb one of Tibet's high mountains.
Do you have a question here?
And she also believes that everyone has special gifts. And in this picture, she said that blind children will never be able to drive a car, but they can read and write in the dark. Well, students, now it's time for you to describe each picture, okay? And you can tell it to your mom, to your dad, or to anyone there. Well, this is the end of our class, and please don't forget to review this video, okay? Once again, students, this is Teacher Tess, and I'll see you next time as we explore this book together. Goodbye.